our last niyama. So we've gone through all 10 of the yamas and niyamas. And the final one is Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhana, which means, Ishvara means God, deity, and Pranidhana means surrender. So it's about when you are working towards a goal or hoping that something will happen, and you're working really hard to make that happen. When you've done everything you possibly could and maybe it hasn't happened yet, you surrender the outcome to a higher power, and with a willingness to accept whatever presents itself. And it's not always what we have been working towards exactly, doesn't always look and feel exactly what we were hoping for, working towards, but to trust that that's where it's meant to be. That's what the outcome was intended to be. And trusting in that higher power. So that can be hard. It takes a lot of strength to surrender to what some might think is the unknown. But when you've done everything you can and you let go, you can let go of control, being fully present with what we're doing. Not necessarily saying to yourself, I want to get into this perfect yoga posture. I want to do it the very, very best or most intensely that I can, but to be really present with what's going on in your body, how the pose feels in your body, just kind of being present in the moment and letting go of outcome. It doesn't matter if the posture is perfect or it's the furthest or strongest or most perfect posture in the world. It's about being present as you move and really surrendering to the activity of practicing yoga. So let's begin practice. So find a nice tall spine, sit nice and tall, roll your shoulders up and back, relax the shoulders down. Let the sternum and the crown of the head float upward. So the nice tall spine here. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that, or let the gaze be soft towards your lap. And breathe. Just beginning to make that connection, mind and body. That sense of presence in the body as we practice. So we do that through breath awareness, connecting the mind and breath. Just watch the breath as it moves in through the nostrils and down into the body. Notice where it goes, how deep it goes. No judgment, just follow it and notice. You might observe how the body responds to your breath as you breathe. Maybe there's a sense of release or relaxation as you breathe out. And if you find the breath is shallow, you might invite it a little deeper into the lungs without force or strain or stress. Matching the length of the exhale with the inhale. The layering a count is one way to do that. So you might do a count of 4 or 5, perhaps. Pausing for the count of 1 or 2 as you're full, as you complete your inhale. And the same when you complete your exhale, so pause to stay empty and notice before you begin to fill up again. Taking 3 more of these breaths, slow and steady and smooth. And letting go of any counting you might have layered onto your breath. Just breathe naturally and move your awareness to your physical body, checking in, little body scan, finding the places that might need extra care. And once you complete that scan, keeping the eyes closed, begin to move in whatever way comes naturally. A little organic movement, maybe a rolling of the shoulders or a circling of the head. A couple of cat and cows, or gentle twists, whatever feels good. Eventually finding stillness in that nice tall spine. So finding seated mountain pose, opening your eyes if you want. Can always practice with your eyes closed. It's something I love to do because it really it helps me stay present, connected to the body as I move. But you do what you do, whatever is comfortable. Bring your arms down by your sides. Inhale the arms up overhead, press the palms together. As you exhale, let the arms float out to the side and back down. 3 more of these sun breaths, filling up and emptying to the nose or the mouth, your choice. Last one. The next time your arms are reaching overhead, interlace your fingers. Let the pointers steeple upward. Relax the shoulders down. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, lean to your right. So draw the left shoulder back, take a nice lean. Don't go past the place where you can breathe nice and comfortably. So don't force into this. We're kind of surrendering ourselves into that just right place. So not forcing, not moving to any position that causes strain or difficulty breathing. Inhale back up, and we'll come to the other side. So we're going to lean to the left. Draw the right shoulder back. Relax the shoulders, and you can look up, you can look down or straight ahead, whatever feels good for you. And then inhale back up. We're going to take a twist to the right. So the left hand comes to the right thigh, right hand comes behind you. Excuse me. Letting the head drift forward and back. And just observing, just noticing any soreness, tenderness, stiffness. And the next time you're looking towards the back shoulder, pause, take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, nod your chin, relax your shoulders, and take 2 breaths. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Take that twist to the other side, twisting to the left. Staying nice and tall. Left shoulder blade draws in towards the spine. Let the head begin to turn forward and back on this side. And notice any restrictions or tenderness. The next time you're looking towards the back shoulder, pause. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, nod. And relax and take 2 breaths. And then inhale, both arms up. Root down through the feet and legs. Reach the arms forward. Take a forward fold. Lay your torso over your thighs. Let your arms dangle if you like, or hold opposite elbow. Keep your navel drawn in to protect your back as you take this fold. Let your head nod or shake gently. You might roll your shoulders or hold opposite elbows. Maybe a little sway. So just explore. Settling into whatever feels good. Take a nice breath in through the nose and let it out through your mouth. Root down through the feet and legs. Imagine you're squeezing a block between your knees as you sweep your arms out to the side, up overhead, back through your heart and back to your lap. Take a nice breath in and shrug your shoulders up. And as you exhale, sigh it out, relax the shoulders down. Bring your arms out to the side. And then bring your hands to your shoulders. We're going to make circles with our elbows. We're doing things in a little bit different order than we often do, just to keep ourselves awake and alert and listening. So notice what direction you're going in. And then switch direction. Pause when your elbows are out to the side, and we're going to flap up and down. So the elbows will come up and then they'll come down. Just do as many as you're comfortable with. Move with your breath, inhaling up, exhaling down is a nice pattern. And then pause with your elbows out to the side. So now we're going to reach. We're going to extend out and then bring our hands back in. Out and in with your own breath at your own pace, as many as you're comfortable doing. So we're working the arms, we're working the shoulders, we're working the muscles in the back. And then the next time your hands are on your shoulders, bring your elbows together and then bring them back. Again, working with your breath in conjunction with your breath. Whatever pattern feels good in your body in terms of matching breath to movement. Next time your elbows are forward, bring your forearms up. We're going to extend and tap. So extend and tap. And then bring your hands back down onto your lap. Roll your shoulders up and back and bobble your head a few times. Really stay loose in the neck. The arms can move, or you can keep your hands quiet on your lap if you like. Reverse direction. And then pause here. We're going to take a nice breath in, and on an exhale, lean our head to the right. Take our right hand and rest it on the left side of our head. And then bring that left arm out to the side. Begin to rotate the arm, the left arm, whatever degree is comfortable, kind of layering some curiosity on the range of motion, centering that awareness on your shoulder. Fighting off a little summer cold, and it seems to have captured my voice. Excuse me, then bring the head up, bring your hands back to your lap. Take a nice breath in, and on your exhale, lean towards the left ear, towards the left shoulder. And then take that left hand to the right side of your head. No pulling, just resting. Extend the right arm out. And explore that range of motion in your shoulder on the right side here. I go, this is different than the other side. I have more or less movement here. And then bring that hand back to your lap, bring your head back to vertical, both hands on your lap, shrug up on your inhale, sigh it out on your exhale. Then we will move to our core. So draw your navel in, bring your low ribs in and up and lift the pelvic floor. We're going to do opposite elbow, opposite knee towards each other. I will count this time. So here's 1, we're going to 10, and 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. So we're going to do opposite arm and leg as we lift. So we're going to take our left arm, right leg, and just go 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, 9, and 10. Bring your feet as wide as the legs of the chair. Bring your hands to your thigh. Begin to rotate the torso. So make this as organic as possible. Close your eyes. I think it's a great thing to do as you do this. Really feel the movement. Decide if leaning over one leg with the opposite shoulder than the other, if pausing somewhere along the way feels really yummy and good. Notice what direction you started in, and then reverse direction. Keep nice full breaths as you do this. Eventually coming to a nice tall seat. Spine is long, feet are back into about hip width distance. Take that right leg up and in and begin to circle. Circle the ankle, point and flex the toes. Spread the toes, curl the toes. You can do other things with your toes, go ahead and do it. Stretching the skin on the top and bottom of our foot. Moving all those tendons, those ligaments, those bones. And then keep that foot flexed. Bring that ankle onto your thigh if that's where you can go today. If you need to modify, you can extend that left leg and bring the right ankle somewhere along that leg. Close your eyes again. This is another place that's so great to dive right into sensation, into that right hip, low back, buttock. And just decide whether you want to just stay upright and breathe into that space if you're tight today. Or maybe take a little lean and explore a little more. Maybe a lean will bring a more complete release as you breathe. But if you encounter pain, of course, as always, just back out of the degree that you're in. I love to just breathe out and stay connected to the release that I feel in my hip, even microscopically, forward towards my shin. It's just this tiny, tiny little release with every exhale in my body. I don't know how you might feel. Stay present with it. And then bring yourself back up. And take that foot down to the ground. We'll bring the other one up. So the left leg comes in, circle, point, flex, curl, spread. Whatever other movements you can make with your foot. And then keep that ankle flexed and bring it to your right thigh. Again, modifying somewhere along that right leg if you need to. Closing the eyes again to appreciate, really connect to sensation in the hip, low back, or buttock on that left side. And decide whether a lean would feel good. You can always explore it and come out of it if what you thought wasn't actually true. Well, doesn't hurt to give it a try, but you never want to stay in a place where there's pain. Always sensation of some sort, maybe a release as you exhale. And if you are leaning forward, bring yourself back up and take that leg down to the ground. We're going to do 5 rounds of seated sun salutations. So find that nice vertical spine, nice tall spine, roll your shoulders up and back, bring your arms by your side, a nice seated mountain pose. Inhale the arms up overhead and exhale into cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale, glide the hands across the thighs, over the knees, and down to the ankles. Let the head turn down. As you inhale, find length. Arms lengthen, heart reaches forward, shoulders draw back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down. Squeeze that imaginary block between your knees. Sweep your arms wide, come all the way up. And exhale back to mountain. 2 more of those. Inhale up and exhale to cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Inhale, bring it up. And back to mountain. Last plain one, inhale up and exhale to cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale, fold. Inhale, find length, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse, bring it up. And back to mountain. So we'll add the twists. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lean, and exhale, fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, left hand down, right arm out to the side, rotate to the right. Inhale, back down, switch sides, rotate left, and inhale, back down, exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse, bring it up, and back to seated mountain. Last one, inhale up, and exhale to cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale, fold. Inhale, find length. Exhale, left hand down, right arm out to the side, rotate to the right, and then bring it back. Rotate to the left, and bring it back down. Exhale, fold, and inhale, bring it up. And hands to heart. Thumbs to sternum, eyes open or closed, just pause and feel and notice the effects of these seated movements. And then we will do our stand up, sit downs. So knowing that you can do as few as you're able or as many as you're able, we're going to 20. Opposite hand to opposite shoulder, feet in a good position, not in front of your knees, but somewhat ankles underneath your knees, perhaps the best, but you decide what's best. Here we go, we're going 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. Bottom arm to the top for 11 and 12, 13 and 14, 15 and 16, 17 and 18, 19, and the last one, 20. Have a seat, big breath in, and sigh it out, and then stand up. So we'll do our joint rotations, get ourselves nice and lubricated. So find mountain pose on your mat. Rock or sway or circle. Eventually find stillness. Nice tall spine, shoulders are over the hips. Hips are over the knees are over the ankles. Roll the shoulders up and back. And then bring a weight into the right leg. Step back onto the toes of the left foot and roll over them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And reverse 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring that foot down and step the opposite foot back for 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring your big toes together, heels apart. Hands above the knees, just circle the knees for 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other way, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Walk your hands up. Your legs separate. Your feet soften your knees and circle the hips for 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Other way, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Shake out your arms. Keep your knees nice and soft and begin our standing waterfall. Just rotating the torso, lifting opposite heel, letting the arms follow. Now here is where surrender can happen. So let the arms surrender their control. Just let them hang and follow. Eventually letting the torso stop, letting the arms stop on their own, in their own time. Bring your feet wider apart, turn your toes further out, bring your hands up overhead, and we will do our goddesses, 5 of them holding on the 5th. So here's 1 and 2, 3, and 4. We'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up and step the feet together. Take the left foot and cross it over the right. Bring your arms up overhead. Right hand grabs the left wrist and we take a lean to the right. Relax the shoulders and breathe. Uncross the feet. Bring your hands to your shoulders. Take a nice breath in. And as you exhale, rotate to the right. Keep the hips facing forward. Not a big twist. But we're strengthening the muscles around our ribs. We're twisting from the low ribs, mid ribs, and shoulders. Bring yourself back to center and release the arms down. Take that right leg, cross it over the left. Bring the arms overhead and the left hand grabs the right wrist. We lean to the left. Relax the shoulders. Breathe into the right side. And then uncross your feet. Release the arms, bring the hands to the shoulders. We're going to take that twist to the left. So take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, rotate left. And draw the right hip back so it doesn't come twisting towards the left. Then bring everything back to center. Release everything over the shoulders. We will do crane today. Bring your weight into your left side. Come onto the toes of your right foot. And decide whether or not you leave those toes down today or lift that right or left foot up. Bring your arms out to the side. Take your left arm forward and bring it back. And take your right arm forward and bring it back. Both arms come forward and back. And then fly away. And then land. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Lovely birds, lovely birds. Bring your weight into the left side, nice tall left side. Come onto the toes of the right foot and side. Toes down or foot up. If the foot is up, flex the foot, engage the muscles in that leg. Take the right arm forward and then bring it back. And take the left arm forward and bring it back. Both arms forward and back. And then of course we fly. And then we land. Lovely, lovely. Tree time. So we're going to do tree starting on the right side. So the weight is on the right. Come onto the toes of the left, turn that knee out. Toes can stay down or the foot can come up the shin somewhere below or above the knee. If that works for you today, hands at the heart. And then float them overhead if that's right for you. I'm watching the clock. So find a dristi for yourself, a point in front of you, maybe on the floor or a little higher that doesn't move. And breathe nice, beautiful breaths. And then turn that knee forward and step that foot down. Release the arms, shake it out if that's what you'd like to do. And then come to the other side, so the tree on the left side. Nice tall left side on the toes of the right, and find that external rotation. And decide if this side is okay to lift your foot, maybe that's more challenging on this side. Hands can be at your heart or overhead. And then turn that knee forward and step out of the tree. Nice job. Shake it out if you like. And then turn your chair around. Find mountain pose in front of the seat. And we'll do a little vinyasa here. It's always nice to do a flow with our breath, I think, as part of our practice. So standing nice and tall in mountain pose. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, take a bow. Nice forward fold. Hands to shins or thighs as you find a flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, bend the knees generously, sweep up. And then bring it back to mountain. We're going to add the chair this time. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find length. Hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, hands to the chair, find plank. So in plank, you're on the balls of your feet. Your shoulders are over your wrists. You can stay here or thread your torso through your arms. Lift your heart and your gaze. Come onto your toes. You're in up dog. Exhale, send your hips back to down dog. We're going to do 2 more of those. Upper body strength into here. Inhale, come back into plank. Stay in plank or thread it through. Exhale, back to down dog. Last one. Inhale, back to plank. Stay or thread. Back to down dog. And pedal it out. Really reach the tailbone back. Bend one knee and the other. A nice little wag of that tail. A nice stretch into the low back. Nice length from the fingertips to the armpits. Ears are between your biceps. Come on to the balls of your feet, then settle your heels down. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Find this beautiful down dog, beautiful lengthening of the spine. On inhale, step your left foot forward, spin your right heel in, and bring yourself up to warrior one. Settle into the pose. Distribute the weight of the body, both front and back. Take a nice breath in, exhale into cactus. And inhale, arms high. Exhale into cactus. And inhale, reach high. And exhale into cactus. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, find length. Exhale, rotate left. Stay with the hands at your heart or open up. Stay with your arms wide or reverse. Front arm, right arm up, left arm down. Come back to that stretch, west side stretch. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands to the chair, step back to plank. Inhale, thread it through to up dog. Exhale, send it back to down dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward, left heel spins in. Find warrior one on this side. Nice breath in, exhale to cactus. Inhale, reach up. And exhale to cactus. Inhale, reach. And exhale to cactus. Inhale, arms high. Press the palms together, thumbs to the sternum. Take a nice breath in. And as you exhale, rotate right. Take a breath here and decide to stay here or open up. Stay here or flip and reverse. Come back to the west side stretch. And then sweep both arms up. Exhale, hands to the chair, step back to plank. Stay in plank or thread it through to up dog. Exhale, send the hips back to down dog, pedal it out. Then coming up to the balls of the feet, settling down with the heels, bending the knees as much as you need to. Walk your hands back towards your legs. Find this ragdoll. So the knees can be bent, holding opposite elbows or dangle. Maybe you nod the head or sway the torso. Big breath in through the nose and a big sigh out through the mouth. Bend the knees generously, sweep the arms wide, bring yourself all the way up and back to mountain. Pausing for a breath to notice the impact of these standing postures and flows. And then taking the chair off your mat, we will flow ourselves down to the mat. So find a mountain pose at the top of your mat. And from there, inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, find length. And exhale, hands to the mat. One foot steps back, knee drops, other knee comes back to meet it. You're in tabletop. Let's do a couple of cat and cow here. So the tailbone lifts, the belly drops, the heart and the gaze lift. And then the tailbone turns down and forward. The arch flows up the back, shoulder blades press to the ceiling as the crown of the head turns towards the floor. So with your own breath, just undulating the spine to the degree that feels good at the pace that feels good. Finding a neutral tabletop, I'm going to walk back a little bit on my mat. We're going to come up onto our knees. So we're going to do a kneeling sun salutation. 3 rounds of this. So inhale the arms up overhead. As you exhale, sink the hips to the heels, forearms to the ground, forehead to the ground. Inhale, come to tabletop. Exhale, curl your toes under, send your hips up and back to down dog. Inhale, knees down to table. Exhale, hips to heels, child. Inhale, keep the arms reaching overhead, come all the way up. And exhale back to the beginning. 2 more of those. Inhale up. And exhale to child. Inhale to table. And exhale to down dog. Inhale back to table. And exhale to child. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale back to kneeling mountain. Inhale, last one. And exhale to child. Inhale to table. And exhale, down dog. Inhale to table. Exhale to child. Inhale, come up. And exhale back to kneeling mountain. Take your hands onto your low back, top of your gluteus maximus muscles. The fingers can point down, heels press into the low back. Elbows move towards each other. Imagining that you're pressing your thighs into an imaginary wall. So you're pressing forward those thighs as you roll the shoulders back and lift the gaze. So we're in a modified camel, getting a nice thoracic spine arch here. Keep pressing those thighs forward, drawing the shoulder blades and elbows towards each other, opening up your heart. And then sink the hips to child. We're coming into embryo. So keep the knees together. Bring your hands back towards your feet and your forehead towards the floor. Maybe you need to rest your forehead on a block or a blanket. Just pause here for a couple of breaths. And then bring your hands forward, come in to tabletop, and find your way to Dandasana or staff pose. So we're going to find our way to a seated posture with the legs extended in front of us. Feet are flexed. Spine is tall. So these little headlights are turning slightly down. Spine lengthening up. Roll the shoulders up and back. Draw those shoulder blades towards each other. Hands are by your hips. Maybe the elbows moving towards each other. Nice, tall spine here. You might imagine that you're leaning against a wall. You can actually do this against a wall. Really good for strengthening back muscles and improving posture. And I don't know if you know this, but good posture makes you look younger. So it's worth working on. Release your hands, sweep your arms high. Exhale, reach for your toes, and inhale, reverse your swan dive. Sweep your arms wide, bring them overhead. Exhale, reach for your toes. Maybe you don't get there, that's okay. Inhale, reverse, sweep it wide, and bring it high. This time we're gonna hold, but get comfortable in this forward fold. So as I reach, I'm gonna bring my heels closer to me so I can lay my torso on my thighs. Rest my head kind of maybe on my knees if I can get it there. If I can't get it there, it's close to it. A nice real openness in the low back here. A comfortable stretch. You don't want to overdo this. So take a nice big breath in and draw that breath right down into that low back. Big breath in. And a big sigh out. One more in. And then out. Bring yourself back to vertical. You can keep your knees bent, come down onto your back, or you can extend them. If your legs are extended, flex your feet. Really engage the muscles in your legs. Hands are out like you're holding a tray. Core is engaged. So here we go. We're going to lower from 10 to 1 or somewhere in between if you need to come down earlier. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Once you get there, take a full body stretch. Toes reach, fingertips reach, arch in the low back. Take a breath in and out. Get long through one side. Maybe the left side gets super long, right side relaxes, and then the right side gets long and the left side relaxes. Just move from side to side. Beautiful stretch. Whole length of your body. A nice full stretch on both sides. Breath in, and then on your exhale, knees into chest. Give yourself a squeeze. You might rock from side to side. It might feel good. Or circle your knees, drawing circles on the ceiling. Getting into that low back that we just stretched. Really into the sacral area. So just move as far into that space. Sometimes you can get into really tender places and the glutes when you do this. Keep your core active though as you do this. And then come to stillness. Take your right leg and extend it long on the mat. Take your right hand onto your left knee and your left arm out like a wing. We're going to roll onto our right hip, draw the left leg across towards the floor. So it may or may not get to the floor. Try to keep the shoulders connected to the floor. And breathe here. And then roll back onto your back. Hug that right knee in. And extend the left leg. Take your left hand onto your right knee and your right arm out to the side. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, guide that right leg across to the left. Roll onto your left hip. Keep your shoulders flat on the mat. So if you find yourself lifting and following with your shoulders, just bring your leg back a little bit so you can stay connected upper body. Nice stretch to the outer hip here. And then roll it back. Knees into the chest for a squeeze. And then both feet flat on the mat. We're going to do bridges, 3 of them. So we're going to flow into these bridges. You can bring your arms up and back if you like on the lift, or you can keep them by your sides. I'm going to keep mine by my sides. So feet are close to the buttocks. Pubic bone is turned up toward your navel. Back is flat on the mat. On an inhale, start peeling from the tailbone up, off the mat. Press those hip points in the front of your hips up. Imagine a string at your heart, lifting your heart up. And then lower from the top to the bottom. So you're laying your spine down vertebra by vertebra. Once you land a little pelvic tilt, that pubic bone pushes away from you. And then it draws back towards your navel before you lift for the second time. Lifting up. And lowering from the top to the tail. Little pelvic tilt. And then flattening the back before you lift from the tail, peeling the spine off. Hold in on this one. Maybe tucking your shoulders under, interlacing your fingers, keeping your legs nice and energized, pressing those hip points up, lifting that sternum up as if there's a string attached to it. Nice arch in the upper back. Legs are strong. And then release the bind, lower from top to tail. Once you're there, bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees splay open. Maybe you support your thighs with your hands or blocks. Maybe you move your feet further away if it's difficult for your hips in this posture. Move your feet further away from your body. A couple of breaths. And then keeping your feet as they are, soles of the feet together, lift them off the mat, reach for your big toes. Maybe you can reach them. Maybe you get to your ankles. Maybe you wrap the outer thigh and come into this happy baby from that perspective. So wherever you are comfortable in this happy baby, go for it. You might rock here again in this posture, or extend one leg or both legs. I like to rock in this posture, but stillness is perfectly fine. Letting go of whatever bind you have, bringing your legs together, lifting your tailbone, stacking your hands underneath your tailbone, floating your legs out for the Viparita Karani. Staying here for a few breaths, just letting the blood flow back to the brain with not so much effort from the heart. You can stay here in Viparita Karani for Shavasana if you like. Or you could go someplace else. So maybe you lay in corpse pose with the feet extended to the bottom of the mat. Arms out to the sides, just a little bit away from your body, palms up or down. Once you get to where you'd like to be, take a nice breath in through the nose and a big sigh out through your mouth. I have a reading from Donna Falls. It's called Surrender is Everything. And it goes, surrender is everything, he said to me as we walked one foggy evening on the lane. I tried it, letting go, allowing truth to swallow me whole, digest me, spit me out again. I tried it, releasing my tight grip on mind and what I thought my world should look like. Life flowed into me then, astonishingly fresh. I came alive in ways I couldn't have guessed, experiencing life as if I was a newly opened blossom. Yes, I said the next night as we walked. Surrender is everything. So as you rest in Shavasana, I invite you to perhaps find something you're dealing with that you can apply that idea of surrender to, that you've done all you can. Now give it to the universe, give it to God, give it to a higher power than yourself, and trust in the outcome. Bringing your awareness back to your breath. Allowing each new breath to be fuller than the one before it, and each new breath out more of a letting go, a surrender. Bringing movement back to the physical body, wiggling fingers and toes, circling ankles and wrists, or perhaps letting the head gently move from side to side. And if it would feel good to take a nice full body stretch, go ahead and reach the arms overhead, extend the toes long, arch the lower back, breathe in the biggest, fullest breath of the day, and more. And as you let it go out through the mouth, bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze, that squeeze of gratitude and love for making it here today, thanking your body for practicing so beautifully for you. Rolling to one side or staying on your back. Just checking in, how you feel, what might have changed, opened or expanded, warm, released. Finding one thing from your practice that you can take out into your day, into your week ahead. Perhaps it is that idea of surrendering to a higher power than yourself when you come to the end of your rope with a problem, or maybe even before that. Don't let it get that far. Finding one small thing that you can leave behind, a thought that doesn't serve you, a worry, a fear, a self-judgment. Go out a little freer, a little lighter. And as you're ready to end your practice, find your way to a comfortable seat. And once you're there, bring your hands to your heart. We bring our hands to our hearts, reminding us to fill our hearts with kindness and compassion. And to our lips, reminding us to speak words of kindness and compassion. To our third eye, reminding us to expand our thoughts of kindness and compassion towards ourselves as well as others. And in honor of the light that shines in each one of us, the light that unites us all, we bow and say namaste.